I've known this friend of mine for a few years now. We started college together and have grown close over the years. I was excited when I found out that my friend got engaged, and even more excited when she told me that she chose me to be her maid of honor. She's found a great guy, and I'm glad that she is happy. While I am happy for her, I've got to say that she hasn't been acting like herself at all. She's become quite demanding when it comes to her wedding, which I understand that she wants to be happy with her wedding. I want her to have a great time and be satisfied with how it turns out. It's just that she expects me to completely plan everything for her on my own and pay for so many expenses that I don't even have the money for. As her maid of honor and her friend, I'm more than willing to help out, but I can't completely plan and pay for all of this on my own. I've never even been in a wedding before, so I've no clue where to start. As of right now, she expects me to plan her 2 wedding showers, one of which is far off in another state with the groom's family. I've no idea how I'm going to go about that. She also wants me to plan an engagement party, the rehearsal dinner, and a bachelorette party, spa day for all the bridesmaids, along with a dress hunt for her wedding dress and all of the bridesmaids' dresses. She has put me in charge of buying and making decorations for all of the parties and wedding itself, setting up their wedding registry for engagement gifts, creating and sending out invitations, making any and all reservations regarding the wedding, setting up and cleaning up the parties and wedding, hiring a photographer and getting them a cake, and choosing a caterer for the wedding. I am expected to pay for her expenses along with mine in regards to the spa treatment, which in and of itself would cost me around $200, depending on the prices of the place she has picked out. And I'm also expected to buy her other bridal gifts, such as a tiara. She wants me to pay for her manicure, pedicure, and hair treatment for the day of the wedding. I'm also expected to fund all the parties involved with the wedding. I feel absolutely overwhelmed by all of the things that she is telling me that I have to plan and pay for on my own. I'm in the process of looking for a job, so I don't know where all of this money for her wedding could even come from. I've tried to explain to her that money is tight for me, and I don't know how much I could pay for other than the basic things like my dress, but she won't listen to me. I've tried to explain to her that I'm happy to help, but I can't do all of this completely on my own. She just will not listen. And if you're wondering why her parents aren't involved, her mother is leaving for a month or 2 on a trip, so she won't even be here to help with anything. Her father is always busy with work, but her parents have never been very involved in her life, sadly. She has scheduled this wedding for only a few months away, despite me telling her that holding off for a little while may give us more time to get everything done like she wants it. But she doesn't want to listen to me. I feel so guilty because I feel like I'm being a bad friend to her by being unable to do things like she wants it. But there's just no way that I can take care of all of this on my own. What do you think I should do? I'm afraid of creating conflict with her because she has a habit of dropping friends when she has any sort of conflict with them. Even if the friend tries to work it out with her, she can be stubborn about it. I don't want to lose her as a friend, especially now that she has a wedding coming up. But I just feel at a loss of what to do. Edit. I will just have to be firm and explain to her that I can't pay for and plan everything all on my own. A lot of people have been asking me why I would want this friend to stick around, since it seems like she hasn't been acting like a good friend. Well, she has pulled through for me in the past when I've had serious things happen in my life. I felt like I could talk to her about anything, and she'd be supportive of me. Although, to be honest, she has always had a bit of a self-centered streak. Like last Halloween, for example. We each made our own costumes, and she didn't seem to like it when I got compliments on mine, as if she felt like I was taking the spotlight from her or something. But I just figured that everyone has their things about them that aren't perfect. I never thought that things would turn out like this when she got engaged. Also, I'm very shy and reserved, so other than my boyfriend and my family, I don't exactly have tons of friends. I guess I was just afraid of losing one of the few friends that I had. That goes way beyond what the maid of honor is supposed to plan and pay for. You pay for your dress and a gift. It's not your job to pay for the entire wedding. That's her and her fiancé's job. My sister and I are very close. We talk at least once a week. We have sometimes had a strained relationship, as sisters will. I got engaged last March. When I met my fiancé 4 years ago, I knew there was a reason I waited this long. I am so happy and excited to marry him. I guess I'll give a few basics here to clear up questioning motives. I am a successful IT consultant, never been married, never been engaged. I was never the type of person that needed to get married. I don't want kids, etc. My sister lives in New York City and has a very prestigious position at a well-known high-end company. Think fashion jewelry. She's never been married or engaged either. She is what some people might call high maintenance, but that's okay. She's not obnoxious about it. She just likes nice things and gets her hair and nails done on the regular, etc. I like things too, but I like different things. I live in the Great Lakes area, and I like to camp, fish, mushroom hunt, garden, take our little boat out, etc. We have very different lifestyles. My sister's reaction when I told her we got engaged was weird. She kept asking when I was going to get my diamond. My ring doesn't have a diamond for the main stone because I had told my fiancé that I don't need one, and if I want one down the road, I would get one. She asked me 3 times when I was going to get a diamond. When I finally said, I don't know and I don't care, it was almost like she couldn't wait to get off the phone. It was seriously like that was the only thing she cared about. The next time I talked to her, she asked if she was my maid of honor. That's awkward. Isn't that one of the fun things a bride gets to do? I had already talked to my mom about it, and she said that my sister would be very hurt if I didn't ask her to be my maid of honor. So I said something like, it's not a formal wedding party, but yes, I'd like you and my best friend to be co-maids of honor. Now that we're getting into the major planning stuff, the wedding is in June. Everything I've asked her to do has been met with something between okay and meh on the enthusiasm scale. Example, I basically had to turn to our little sister, 33 female, for the dresses they are going to wear, because she just didn't return any of the emails I sent with ideas. When me and little sister picked one and we emailed it to her, she responded with basically, I think it's kind of weird that you are going to order them from there, but okay. Thanks for your input. One of the things I really want is a girls' weekend before the wedding. I am still close with friends from high school and people I have met over the years. I sent her a few ideas, and she said she would take charge. She sent exactly 1 email over a month ago to 4 of my friends and little sis. It had 1 date idea. Everyone responded with alternative dates and questions, and she just never followed up. I asked her if she really wanted to be involved, and she insisted that she did. I sent her a map with my friends' locations. We are scattered around the East Coast, and a location on the East Coast that I wanted to go to. I also told her that a few people were asking about it. This was last week, and she said she would send a message to the group that night. I find out this past weekend that nothing has been sent. I sent her a very long, well-thought-out email. I basically poured my heart out. I said how important my wedding is to me, and how important she is to me, and that I want her to feel special, and this should be fun, and it doesn't seem like fun to her. I didn't feel like she was all in, and that's okay. I offered to take it off her plate because it should be fun for me, and she again said no, I want to do this. Later that day, I get an email from her essentially saying, you know, it's going to be really hard corralling people to fly somewhere for the weekend. Would you be okay if it was just me, you, and 2 of my friends' names? No mention of our other sister, or my mother who asked to go, or any of the 12 or so people that I wanted to invite, a few of whom I just told her were asking about it. It's like she wants me to feel like crap. So I explained that I am taking charge, because we are clearly on different pages here. I picked a weekend for in May. I sent the invite yesterday, got 8 people signed up for the trip, booked a big house on the beach, and started looking at flights to get me and some friends to the East Coast. I am now officially excited. This morning, my sister says she has to talk to me. So I call her, and she tells me, oh, I'm sorry, but that weekend doesn't work for me. Oh, this is so terrible. I hope you're not mad at me. Life sucks. Okay, whatever at this point. I just want to move on with it. But I asked her why she can't go, and she said she was going to a NASCAR event with her boyfriend. My sister, who has more Cartier watches than most people have socks, who appointed herself to be my maid of honor for my long-awaited wedding, is missing my bachelorette shower weekend to go see a NASCAR race. It would be funny if it wasn't so insulting to me. I guess what I want to ask is, how can I get over this? I really need some advice on how to cope with this, and really truly enjoy what is the best time of my life. It is so unbelievably hurtful, and I just can't stop fuming about it. I know I could cut her out of the wedding. I know it's my choice, but I think that would cause more drama. There is clearly no way I can get through to her how important this is to me. I've tried. Am I overreaching? Is this normal behavior for a sister maid of honor? Edit. I really love my sister, and I don't want to approach this while the situation is guns a-blazing. So I think I am just going to lower my expectations from her immediately, start reaching out more to other friends and family, and focus on the good stuff. I'm so sorry. This sounds like an awful situation. You've handled everything so well up to this point. I don't think you should get over this. Your sister has been unhelpful, disrespectful, and walked all over you. Tell her that you're really sorry, but your friend is taking over maid of honor duties since she can't attend the event. Have the event. Don't change a thing. Make your friend maid of honor. If there's fallout, there's fallout. But your sister made choices that made her unable to perform her duties. So hold strong, and if she freaks out, too damn bad for her. She's a grown-up, and she should know that if she doesn't show up for a job, she's going to get fired. I visited my boyfriend's family for the first time, and it was so awkward. I was literally just sitting there at dinner, and his mom starts talking about how the neighbor girl is single and pretty and a good Christian. Ick. And she was going to invite her to New Year's. I was sitting there like, what the duck? I felt like she was trying to put me in my place or something, and despite my boyfriend declining, he was being very unassertive about it when I would have been saying, "What the absolute duck are you saying, Mom?" in his shoes. So I got up, got my casserole, cake, pie, and wine from the kitchen, and headed out, drove home to my place, and texted my boyfriend, "Not here for this reality dating show drama." "Is your mom always like this?" He asked me where I was, and I said I'd headed out. I'm not into trashy reality TV drama vibe. He asked where, and I said I was at home. He said he didn't want me to spend Christmas alone, and I said, "Come on by then." And he felt conflicted because his family was already tense after they realized I'd left with my cooking and the dessert. I said, "Come by or don't. Just tell me when you figure it out." But then I ate a bunch of casserole and cake, drank a lot of wine, and fell asleep. My boyfriend was texting and calling a lot when I was asleep, but I missed it all. He had apparently decided to leave the party and spend the night with me, but when I didn't answer, he ended up staying. The next day, I asked him if he sorted things out with his mom so she doesn't go saying that crap anymore. He said he wasn't interested when it was happening. I asked if he could have a serious talk after the fact, because I was there when it was happening, and I don't think she got it. He wasn't sure. So I just made other plans for New Year's because even though he'd invited me to his, I wanted a good time and not to be dealing with pettiness. My boyfriend was frustrated I dipped on New Year's too, and it's been an ongoing argument. I think he should have chewed out his mom on Christmas for being petty and weird. He thinks I shouldn't have ghosted with my food, especially because I'd brought a few big parts of the Christmas dinner. Am I the a-hole for dipping on Christmas dinner? Not the a-hole. Hell yes, you're my hero. Now, if boyfriend can't step up and be yours by having your back, he shouldn't get your dessert either. Not the a-hole. The best part was you taking the food back. He's exactly like his mother. Mother bringing in another girl while son has a girlfriend. Boyfriend says nothing. Mother treats girlfriend like she doesn't exist. No one gets cake. He's not an adult yet. He doesn't know what he wants. Run. Politely saying I'm not interested is what you do when someone offers you pie when you're kind of full. It leaves the possibility of pie open for later. You don't sit right in front of your girlfriend and leave the possibility of being offered the neighbor girl for later. The minimum possible response was to say, "You were talking about the neighbor really weird. If I didn't know better, I would think you were trying to set me up. But since my girlfriend, who I love, is right there, I know that isn't true because that would be really rude to both of us. Anyway, how is Aunt Bertha's knee doing? Do they think she needs surgery?" That doesn't start a fight, but draws a line.